Hey everyone, going to talk about leaky gut. Quite a few of you have had questions about what it is, what causes it. So with leaky gut, it is in particular the small intestine that we're talking about. And quite a few years ago, people thought it was a theory, but now there's research proving that there's proteins called zonulin that control these tight junctions. And so these are the tight junctions, and it is considered a semi-permeable membrane. And that's important because the small intestine is where your body absorbs all your amino acids, your fatty acids, the carbohydrates that you digest and break down over a period of time, and they absorb them in these villi structures, and the very tips is called the microvilli. That's where your body absorbs nutrients, and then that goes in the bloodstream. Now that's through the proper channels. However, when your intestinal lining gets irritated and inflamed, that's when these tight junctions end up opening, and so you get these gaps that are larger than normal. So now with any sort of proteins that are not digested properly, or foods that are not broken down properly, they're allowed to flow through here, and that becomes a big problem once it gets in the bloodstream, because that's basically an alarm to the immune system. Now, what causes the leaky gut and the irritation? Alcohol is probably number one on the list. You do that, you will irritate the intestinal tract. Don't care if it's wine, beer, doesn't matter, it's going to irritate the intestinal tract. Also, stress can do it. A lot of mental, emotional stress can do that. So you have to be aware of, if there's high amounts of stress, then the potential for leaky gut goes up. Pathogens obviously are one that will cause it as well. So if there's an overgrowth of your commensal bacteria, that can do it. If there's a parasite, yeast overgrowth, that will do it as well. We also have to consider exercise. I'm not saying all exercise is bad. I'm saying depending on the person, if the exercise volume becomes too great and they're training too much with also a lot of load of stress, alcohol, pathogens, medications, etc., then that's also can be a cause of leaky gut. Also, medications are a big one. So if you're taking a medication, that's sort of a tricky, slippery slope. Obviously, I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not telling you to stop taking your medication or take your medication, but we have to consider this as part of this factor of creating that inflammatory response. So these are a number of different factors that can contribute to the leaky gut. And at the end of the day, what we have to do in leaky gut is to heal it over a period of time. So that may mean limiting your alcohol for a certain amount of time to heal it. It may be reducing your exercise, managing your stress, or if there's pathogen overgrowth, you have to deal with that. So that in a nutshell is what leaky gut is and what causes leaky gut. Until next time, eat well to feel well.